A writer and social activist close to both Jay Z and Beyoncé claimed the two artists bankrolled protesters in Baltimore and Ferguson with tens of thousands of dollars in bail money. Author Dream Hampton told the Daily News in an email, "I can say I've personally helped facilitate donations they've given to protesters directly, and that they never ask for anything in return, especially publicity." In my former life, I was a big fan of pop culture. It consumed me. So hearing that Jay Z and Beyoncé, both multi-platinum recording artists, wired thousands of dollars in bail money to liberate detained protesters in both Ferguson, Missouri and Baltimore, Maryland, would have been a big deal to me and many of my friends. At one time in my life, the word liberty had an entirely different meaning than its true definition. And I know that countless Americans are still under the same delusion I once was. We would have seen these artists as icons for liberty. Their explicit and immoral lyrics would have epitomized freedom to us. Freedom of speech, expression, and now freedom to protest against police brutality. This thought process, of course, is oxymoronical. Liberty can never come in the form of lawlessness and immorality. Both themes are consistent to these artists' music, and in this case, their charitable giving. Lawlessness and immorality only produce bondage, subjugation, and slavery. One example of how lawless, unbiblical thinking leads to crime is the out-of-wedlock birth rate that has increased from 6% in 1965 to about 40% currently. Our society is okay with this now. And consider that over 70% of inmates in prison come from single-parent homes. It's a direct correlation. After a conversion experience in my life by God's sovereign and gracious hand, I have an entirely renewed outlook on life. I'm no longer a slave to my sinful disposition. Instead of admiring Jay Z and Beyoncé as the musically and artistically talented superstars that they are, I lament the message that they both promote in their music. And the reported help of looters is something that I now see as most regrettable. I guess my story can have at least two conclusions. First, my former life was evidence that the influence of pop culture can lead to a very ignorant and destructive worldview. And second, by God's grace, those who are currently enslaved by a destructive worldview can be transformed into a desire to hear and to promote God's truths, thus receiving true freedom. Justice Learned Hand said,
"Liberty lies in the hearts of men and women. When it lies there, it needs no law, no constitution to keep it. When it dies there, no law, no constitution can save it."
If people abided by the golden rule of do unto others as you would have them do unto you, we would have true liberty. President John Adams concluded my topic today with a great, prescient brilliance.
"We have no government armed with power capable of contending with human passions unbridled by morality and religion. Avarice, ambition, revenge, or gallantry would break the strongest cords of our Constitution as a whale goes through a net. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other."
If our experiment in self-government is failing, it is because we have failed to govern ourselves. This is Jake MacAulay with the Institute on the Constitution, bringing you the American View.